Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. This was not filmed right after the shifter review video. I am wearing a different thing, and Putano flew back in from Texas.
Are you listening? Damn. Yeah.
In today's video, we are going to be installing the Condor Speed Shop engine mounts and transmission mounts along with the PMC shifter. Condor Speed Shop has been one of my day one supporters, and I freaking love these guys. They make a great product. They're located in America. They're also made in the US of A, which is super awesome. In the last video, we broke the steering rack. Well, that is no longer an issue. So that's all installed, needs to be bled still. But while I got the car in the air, I figured, hey, let's get the engine and transmission mounts done and let's get the shifter thrown into it. And then we'll take John over here for a ride along. What's wrong? You don't open your packages with a K-bar? So, through bolted setup on the transmission mount, pretty dope. There is a super crazy bit of thought that went into this guy, which is an engine mount. Mine are shot, they're super blown out. So are the transmission mounts. So these are really gonna change the feel of the car too. So once we fire it up, we're gonna feel a little bit more vibration, we'll feel a little bit more feedback from the transmission. But one of the things we won't be having is that initial twisting of the engine in the engine bay. So we're not going to get more torque out of the engine because the engine produces the torque that it makes. But because the bushings are shot, it's going to feel like it's kind of got a little bit more go to it. But it's not necessarily faster. It's just sturdy, and now the power is being delivered in a fixed manner. So these are going to make the car feel a lot better. You are going to be able to feel more vibration, which I actually like, because I can, when something's wrong with the engine, I can really tell that there's a misfire. I can really tell that something's off balance or something's wrong.
It connects you more to the car.
Definitely gives you a lot more feedback. So the car talks to you a lot easier. It's easier to communicate with the vehicle and the engine having solid mounts in it. So, all right, I'm gonna get some tools and get in my car. Let's get it going. Here are the old transmission mounts. You can see that they come in this like interesting shape. We can totally get rid of those because they are. Just kind of a pro tip, this hardware that comes off of here, you guys should try to keep all that hardware, because a lot of the studs on these cars stay metric and stuff, and you can get away with using those nuts on something else on the chassis. Just keep them in like a little bolt bin, throw them in like a little cup or something.
Yeah, if you're not doing this, you're wasting your time.
Right. Go ahead and go down.
Okay. Do you need to go down like a little bit?
Just go down all the way. The engine mounts are so shot that we're gonna be able to.
With it.
Yeah, we are, huh?
Yeah, I watched it. The motor came down too.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the engine mounts are completely blown out on this thing. I'm gonna leave the transmission in this position so that I kind of have a little bit of movement to pull down on the trans. Because we're doing the shifter, is I'll pop off the clip for the shifter selector. Get that off. There it is. Now that the carrier's off the transmission, we're gonna work the rod here off of the chassis mount. We'll just walk it forward. It should come down, clears, pull down on it, and because I know that shift knob flies off, I just pull it out. Boom. The whole carrier is now. So now this whole carrier's out, and you don't need any of this stuff with the God, fingers are stuck. With the PMC kit. So all this is basura! These being a through bolt transmission style from Condor, what we'll do is gap out the, I'm doing this all at one hand too, so we'll gap out the washer and the bolt head. Go up a little bit more. We need a little bit more space, a little bit more. Right there's probably fine. And then we'll get this all settled in place, but we'll start off the install like this, single-handedly. And then it seems like that, yep, is already lined up. So now we need to figure out where this one's going wrong. Looks like we need that little bit of angle. Keep going. All right, now go ahead and go down, John.
Full?
Yep, that don't matter. Okay, keep going. Yep, you can go all the way. The transmission mount being in this position, all we need to do is throw on the nuts and washer on the bottom side, and we're good to go for the most part. I'm gonna leave these loose because we still have to do the engine mounts, and then at the end, I'm gonna run through and tighten it all. But let's jump to the shifter now. All right, so to prep the car for the shifter, now that the old carrier is out of the way, the next thing you're gonna have to do is remove this boot here. So we'll just grab it, pops out fairly easy. You might wanna be a little bit more cautious when you do that. And then you have a bunch of foam in there, so some of that stuff might need to come out in order to fit. So after the chassis is prepped, the next thing to do is prep the shifter. And what that looks like is grabbing a size 4 Allen socket and getting these bolts out.
Realize I had multiple like bolt holes in it and everything like that. That's really
Did you say bolt holes?
Bolt holes?
Buttholes?
Butthole?
Buttholes?
Bungholes?
Okay, so there it is torn apart. You got 6 screws, bottom, sandwich plate, and top. And I'm going to be Loctiting my hardware. As you guys seen in some of my stuff, I like to Loctite things. This I do not plan on removing from the chassis, and I want it to stay there. And this is also going to be seeing a lot of vibration and torture, so I do not want this to back off. Just a little bit, goes a long way.
Oh, you can dodge all the foam.
Can you?
Yeah.
And you can get to all the bolts up there? You'd be able to, right?
It looks like it.
Okay. All right, so maybe you don't have to cut any of the foam out, which is really cool. All right, well, there's your gun. I'll go on the bottom side, hold the plate up, and we'll sandwich the chassis. So you can really see how the 6 bolts stick through the chassis. They are butted up against the chassis pretty tight. All right, kind of get them all started now. All right, here, get us a view of what it looks like up there. Get us a view of how it all looks like.
Right there, you can see all 6 bolts in. Didn't have to cut any foam. Everything's good. Also, don't forget to take off your shift knob. You're gonna need to if you want to reinstall your boot. The engagement's real positive. Sweet.
All right, let's move on to engine mounts.
Yep.
A lot of threads on that thing, huh?
Yeah.
Let's push this thing down because no one wants to see that. Dude, looks good.
Feels actually really nice, just like throwing it through the gears.
Oh yeah. Mucho gusto. Mucho gusto. Oh, maybe I don't have to change the selector rod either. Seems like that's gonna be all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I haven't driven it, so I don't know. You want me to run the jack and then put the camera? Oh, you already got it.
Careful with some of these because they have like oil in them. Look, so that was already broken.
These things die just because of time, right? It's not really a mileage thing.
No, I mean it's
both.
It's both. Like
this car's 50,000 miles, right? Like it's super low.
this car's young.
Yeah,
for sure.
But then there still came off broken just because the age.
Yeah, and then I mean I just beat the hell out of it too.
Yeah.
Yeah, the mileage and age, I guess. Yeah, I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
Like there's just like material wear.
Yeah.
And then there's actual like mileage wear.
Yeah. So is there alignment dowels on the bottom of that bushing?
Yep.
You can actually see the alignment dowel too.
Can you see it?
Yeah.
Awesome.
It's really like
Adamant and shiny.
Yeah.
So that lines up with that hole. There's another hole on the back side of the bolt. It's too close. It's not. That's not the right hole. No way. No freaking way, bro. I'm just gonna get the nut started because trying to do it from up there is gonna be a pain in the butt. Trying to do it from right here.
Still a pain in the butt.
Kind of difficult, but
less of a pain.
Yeah, I will definitely, if I start this by hand, I will almost guarantee myself no, or you can guarantee yourself no cross-threading or anything special like that. That's plenty of space now. Or I shouldn't say plenty. Might have got ahead of myself right there with that verbiage.
Yeah, but closer.
It's a lot closer. Oh, plenty of space.
There you go.
And then after these are started, we can just run through all of them and tighten them. Just double check them, make sure the dowel pin's lined up. That one's in. How's that dowel pin over there look?
Looks like it's lined up.
Okay. Now we will take 16s down here, which I think this is still a 16. Nope, they upgraded. It's a freaking 17. Now we tighten the top 16s and then go grab some ATF and we can put the car on the floor.
This is why Micah beat Diaz, loses all his bumpers.
Oh no, bro. Get it back. Got it.
I was about to say, you need me to lift up the car for you?
No, we're good. Shifter's in, engine mounts and transmission mount are in. Idling good. Almost warmed up. Power steering fled. Get it on the floor. Let's go for a drive.
Y'all comment below if you want more content on this car. This car's dope.
Let's go for a drive. See, I want to see the first impressions on the shifter. Alright, there you go. Man the camera, brother John. That felt good going into first.
Yeah.
I like how far forward it goes too. Like I'm comfortable there. Oh, is that like a... Let's see. This feels great. I like the weight of it. I like the throw of it. This is really good, actually. I was surprised, being that this is on the cheaper side relative to the other shifter that we had talked about in our shifter comparison video, the kinematic one. The PMC one's still really good. The weight is like perfect. The throw feels good. Just got to get used to the shifting pattern where the gates are to get into them. But dude, great job PMC. Great job from HQ. Phenomenal product. I actually really like it. Car's still slow, but it shifts really good. Yeah, it can feel a lot more vibration. I'm not mad at it. It's a part of, it comes with the nature of building a car that's supposed to do performance. You start to lose the comforts. It's not so bad that it's uncomfortable, but it's just not as smooth as OEM mounts. But
yeah. Like when you go from factory rubber to Delrin,
right,
you no longer have to play in the rubber, so it makes it a better driving car.
Right.
But you feel more of it.
You feel more of it. It's more responsive. But nonetheless, like, she's just going.
Yeah.
It's going. There's no, like, I'm not feeling that weird twist in the drivetrain that I was losing the power. I mean, obviously we had a broken engine mount, so that makes a big difference going to a solid one. But it feels great, dude. Like, there's no like weird into it. It's not like this twist and then go. It's just go, 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 go. I like it. I like it a lot.
Like the car feels more responsive.
A little bit more responsive.
Yeah.
Oh, look, a cop. You want to know how to drive around cops in California, John?
All right. So you're basically saying, don't.
No, what I'm saying is put your car in neutral.
Put your car in neutral.
Coast. Car's not loud idling.
What's this guy want?
He's a guide.
They tell you what bay to go to?
Yeah, thank you. I like your defensiveness. What the hell does this guy want?
I'm sorry.
No.
Maybe I'm used to being left alone.
Maybe you're, maybe Texans are assholes. I don't know.
I think we might be.
There it is, guys. The 4-seater beater is back and alive and ready to rock. We're gonna be doing some more upgrades to it because it needs a little bit more oomph. But engine mounts are in, trans mounts are in, shifters in, and new power steering racks in. That's a slam 7 series.
Dude,
You see
that was nice.
Is that a 5 series? Oh, that.
Oh, wait. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's dope. I want that car.
Yeah.
Babe! Sick. There she is, boys. She's back. I'll give her a wash, and then, as always, appreciate you guys for watching. Stay safe.